Christians, men everywhere, women like you are fighting back, and we commend all of you from beautiful Thailand. Booyah. We've got an explosive day here. We got the general here. Papa John's coming on camera here pretty quick. We've got Austin Greene, and then
Michael. We got Michael Greene here as well today. You didn't think that the Godfather didn't have Michael as a son, did you? Of course he did. Of course he did.
So guys, Thailand's been beautiful. We're having a great time. What's been your favorite part about Thailand? Is something standing out on these world vacations? Japan, we went to Tokyo. We saw the Lego store.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. The kids love Legos. They're amazing builders, inventors. Austin even has an entrepreneurial idea. Why don't you tell them about your entrepreneurial idea?
So, if you have a Lego set that you can buy that comes with four Lego characters, those 4 little Lego characters are worth $10 each. So, you could take that together, make $40 on those characters, because you can sell them on eBay and probably make a little less profit. But then you make about $40, and then you can buy another one with a little bit of that $40. Keep the rest, do it again, and then that's how you make profit.
Yeah, so you've got a profit, you've got a margin. And then Austin was asking me, hey, do I need to start a business? I told him, no, don't start the business. Just find a product or a service, sell that, create a market for it, and then worry about establishing the business later. So,
Michael, what has your favorite part been about Thailand Booyah in the last couple of days? Do you like Legos as well?
loves Legos. So, a lot's going on in the news. Of course, for those of you following all of us, we encourage you. Can you say, give us a like? Give us a like? Give us a like, 1,000 freaking exit. Papa John just flew in, so we're gonna have him on camera. We're gonna talk about all the amazing adventures that we've been having. We're looking at a host of different real estate acquisitions, of course, not just in Tokyo, Japan, but Thailand, various other locations, Singapore, Bali coming very soon. There's a lot of new things to update you guys on. And we're just so excited. And I'm also gonna cover world events. So, Austin, would you do me a favor? Go grab Papa John.
Sure.
Tell him to come up. I know he's been on the phones all morning. So we do want to welcome aboard brand new members to islandproject.com. I just welcomed aboard a beautiful family, a mother and daughter from Belgium. So we just added Belgium to the host of countries that are now invested in islandproject.com. This includes, of course, a dozen or more nation states from all over the world. We've got major investment from Canada, New Zealand, the United States, of course, our primary. Great states as Texas is our #1 state in the United States. And we're just so blessed and honored. We had Fiji on board very recently. We have our Tokyo Japanese investors, which Japan is awesome, by the way. If you guys have never been there, the best food ever, super safe, super fun, great city. It's actually the #1 most populous city in the world. I don't know if you knew that, Michael, but Tokyo is the #1 most populous city in the world. It's 2 times the size of New York City. And you've never been to New York before, but one of these days I'll take you there. It is absolutely massive. So we're just very excited. There's obviously a lot of craziness going on in the news. I'm gonna get into all that, but let's talk about some positives today too. So XRP, your dad owns a lot of XRP along with all of our beautiful subscribers here, and XRP is up massively today, almost like 20%. So we're seeing a huge bump in that. I personally think that the entire crypto markets are oversold right now. I think that we're going to see a bounce from these levels. There's been a lot of fear, of course, in the markets, a lot of fear in stocks. We see with the Japan yen carry trade. Maybe my dad can even comment on that as well. We have brand new investors coming in as well that I'll allow my father to mention. We had 250 units just pour into our portal at islandproject.com. Dealmaker, another 100,000 from another beautiful individual who now owns true 100% equity, debt-free ownership of the best family portfolio in the world. Something I don't talk about enough, and my father was mentioning this, is that what we've built with islandproject.com is a long-term investment, and it is a part of the family.
Just like The Godfather. You know, when you buy islandproject.com, you become part of not just our ohana, but the family.
And there's Papa John right there, the real Godfather, by the way. I'm probably the version of Michael. Dad, why don't you pull up a seat here?
I'm coming up.
Some right over here. Help Papa John out.
Awesome, thank you, buddy.
And so,
Michael?
yeah, just got Papa into town. They just fly in. His beautiful wife, of course, just won Mrs. Universe Tokyo. So we were doing all that. Really amazing, extremely exciting. It was fun to be a fly on the wall,
absolutely.
to witness all of that. And Dad, so you don't have a huge impression yet because you just got here, but I mean, Thailand is awesome.
Well, Chris Greene, like I told you, it's right in my wheelhouse. I love this property in Thailand, and I wish we could all have you out here. And by the way, Christopher and Dana, I just got off the phone with them. We're going to welcome 2 great additional members to the Island Project.
Oh, wow.
Okay, yeah.
Awesome.
Wonderful people from Texas, and this is just kind of a preliminary welcome on board.
Oh, fantastic. Well, welcome aboard, guys. And Texas is our biggest state, I think, because it resonates with patriots. We really are saving America. You know, we hear this in the news all the time. You make America great, save America. I really believe that we're doing that, and that the freedom fighting spirit, especially as, you know, you're my father, raised a beautiful family. I'm blessed to grow up in that environment. I have my beautiful family. It's really cool to see how Americans are stepping up, and I really believe that God-fearing, faith-first individuals are just rising right now, and it's incredible. Yeah, I want you to focus on these positives because there's so much craziness going on in the news. Israel, we're praying for Israel. They close all the airspace in Iran. It's going to get pretty bad. Like, I've even met a lot of Americans here, Dad, before you arrived, and one of the common themes are, I'm like, well, why are you here? They're like, oh, I just had to get out of the States during this election. I'm kind of concerned about what's going on. I'm like, yeah, me too, man. So we're seeing that as kind of an ongoing theme. But we also want to bring to you just big announcements with the expansion of the portfolio. So it's always been a part of the vision of islandproject.com to internationally diversify. So these trips that we've taken and the real estate we're looking at is just so important. Downtown Tokyo, there's some really great acquisitions we're currently in negotiations on. That is a great pivot point. One of the values of Japan is it's a lot easier with a pit stop to Japan to get out to the rest of Asia. So places like Thailand, you know, if you're coming from Hawaii, for example, it's gonna be, 6 hours into Japan. It's actually a very easy flight, but then you've got to fly another 4 hours to hit Singapore, another couple hours to hit Thailand. So especially if you have children, like I do, those long flights of, you know, you don't want to pull the 18 hours if you're traveling with full crew. My dad and I can do it. And I've done it before. I took an 18-hour flight from Los Angeles to Singapore 5 years ago.
They're not much fun.
They're not much fun.
Yeah.
So things to keep in mind. So Thailand, first impressions, amazing, beautiful. The properties are sick. I mean, so for example, what you look behind me, in the States would cost $30 million or up if we were in Maui. So these acquisitions, $3 to $5 million. I mean, what you see behind me, I'm gonna give you a full property tour at some point. We already shot all the footage, but we're talking 3 levels, private elevator, full-time staff, chef, cook, private cars, $3 to $5 million, 10,000 feet on the ocean. You hear the waves on your doorstep. And I think this is important from an international diversification standpoint. Just, you know, a lot of America has been discovered. Maui's our core asset. The States is our core asset. We just bought the beautiful property, the ski lodge out in Park City, Utah, which our members are just starting to utilize. We've got the pits out, by the way. Great family friends,
Part of the family here, the Pitts, Brad, and his father, and his amazing family are part of our family here at the Island Project.
out in Maui, actually right now. I'm enjoying all of that. And those are, you know, stable, long-term, I call it Maui Boo investments for a reason, because they're best in the world. Upside, we know they're gonna grow, they're certain, you know, in so many ways, but they've been discovered. And so the biggest pivot point I've seen in recent years, you know, being a remote worker myself, somebody who's on the internet, as you are now as well, is there's this expansion of mindset that there's other opportunities out there that have yet to be discovered, where there's huge discount and value that could grow into the next Maui. So we've added a lot of alpha in our process of that now, just adding beta to this no bank debt portfolio, which, by the way, thank God that's how we designed the portfolio, because, and you know, God told us to do that. Like with all this uncertainty in stocks and the yen carry trade blowing up and Buffett selling 50% of his Apple stock, like, I don't know about you, man, I couldn't sleep if I knew we had any bank debt on the assets that we own. But I wanted you to talk about a topic that I actually don't address a lot, which is the long-term value of the asset that we're building and what all this is going to look like in the future. This $33.5 million diversified exclusive portfolio of real estate that all of our members own for just $30K. You can onboard right now as you watch this video. You can become part of the family and own the best real estate with so many use cases, income, capital gains, and future tokenization, which we believe is going to be massive. All glory to the King Jesus, but we think it's going to be such a huge liquidity event. When I say 1000x returns, I'm not exaggerating. I really believe that. I believe that that's what we're doing. I think it's why we made the project. I think it's why we were called to do it. And we're the first in the world to pull it off and successfully fractionalize beach and ocean front. And we will soon be the first in the world to tokenize. So comment on this portfolio, like, as you see it long term with all your experience, what does it look like?
Well, bottom line too, gang, the whole portfolio it's really starting to flower right now. So we know what we have. We know it's really great what we have. But I think I want you all to envision 10 to 12 beautiful properties in the Island Project portfolio. We intend to be done with that by the end of 2025. But outside of that, I want you to know that we think we can make this physical asset property portfolio, we can create a $100 million portfolio in about 10 years.
Yeah, easily. And that would be the low barrier point, just with the core asset value. And so why is that? I mean, so 10 to 12 properties, no bank debt, right? We look at Park City, right? $5.95 million. We own a near 5-acre parcel in Kaanapali. We're spec developing that. That was our first flagship acquisition. We have Kapalua, condo, beach and oceanfront. We have Waikiki, beach and oceanfront. So, I mean, just if we're being super conservative, like this has long-term, consistent growth into the future.
No, well, look, we're buying the best of the best properties. And you're really relying on us to act in your best interest. And, you know, given in Hawaii, we have a little bit of an advantage because we're longtime Hawaii guys. I'm a longtime real estate investor in Hawaii, so.
Three generations.
3 generations. Gives us a little bit of an advantage there. We know where to go. We know we try hard. We're not going to step in it. So you're relying on us from that standpoint. But part of it, Chris, is we have our first property that God bless us with, flagship property number 1. It's just a blessing. We bought that for $3.5 million. That's our one quasi-development project that we have. Everything else is really by pure acquisition, but flagship property number 1 has 2 great structures on the property, existing structures. It's got a 30,000 square foot lot. I know Christopher's talked about it. At the higher elevation on the property, but we're gonna build a masterpiece 5,900 square foot property at the top of that lot. And our little $3,500,000 acquisition, we're going to make that a $20 million property.
Yeah, I really believe that. It's we really scored, and honestly, it wasn't us; it was God. Like, kind of put the deal in our lap. I just got the architectural plans back on the main unit, so what we're spec developing. I mean, this is going to be a 6,000 square foot, just baller mansion with ocean views and a huge negative edge pool, plus the 2 other properties compound, which, by the way, is on a farm. We're not going to reveal too much information. And by the way, call my dad, text him actually preferably, because his voicemails have been blowing up, so it's very difficult to get back to all the voicemails. But text him at 808-442-2934 and he'll go through the host of properties that we own, go over the use cases. If you want to book time, you want to ski with us in beautiful Deer Valley, Park City, which is another topic of discussion. You want to come visit, use your actual investment. We were just discussing this earlier, you know, I'll just be blunt, but I probably spent like $100,000 just traveling here to Thailand and these other locations. This is just, we're coming to visit, but what are you getting in return? Like if you Airbnb something, you don't own anything. If you stay at a hotel, you'll easily drop tens of thousands of dollars in the best locations of the world. There's no ownership. You don't have any capital gains potential. There's no income. There's no ecosystem. There's no tokenization. So my question for you tuning in is, you're already deploying a lot of this capital when you vacation with your families. Why not own the vacation home? Why not own this along with us, have upside and all the other beautiful things that we're doing, plus fighting back against the system and the establishment in really trying times. So text my dad 808-442-2934 to learn more. Let's talk a little bit about Park City. So that fell into our lap. There hasn't been a single listing in over 2 years where we bought. And Deer Valley is a very special location close to our hearts because my dad and mother took us skiing when we were kids. We spent a lot of time there. And we actually bought the only listing that has even been available in 2 years. So this is a tighter real estate market than Beverly Hills. Like, you don't get in.
Yeah.
This is where all kind of not that we care about it, but the celebrity culture, the big money, the private equity all owns in Deer Valley. And what's a lot of you don't know is Park City is tripling in size in the next year. So the same people that did Billionaires Row, as you know, we all saw what happened in Manhattan after that. Prices soared. China bought a lot of it. You know, they're parking their money. So you have all this investment coming in, buying real assets outside of the system to protect themselves during the uncertainty. I mean, guys, do you think Warren Buffett sold his stocks because he thinks stocks are going up? Like Apple Computers, as great of a company as it is, we own all of their products. Like, that's the bellwether of Americana. Like, the fact that Buffett has sliced 50%, if not more, he's accordingly the smartest investor in the world, tells me he's probably thinking that it's time to take some profit. So I also want people to think about the uncertainty that's ahead. What's your opinion of stocks? I mean, this yen carry trade situation we've been talking about for a while, because we have all these Japanese investors in Honolulu.
Yeah.
Do you have any opinion on this at all?
You know my opinion. I think number one, and this is just my opinion, but I get out of the way of the stock market. Okay, nobody knows the timing. We can never plan the timing perfectly, but in my mind, trim up your stock positions. Whatever we've been doing the same, and I would just get away from it. Just stay out of the way. I think there's going to be a time sometime you can go back into that kind of an investment. But I would encourage you to find, and I had a great call with a couple this morning, a couple of great calls, but they're talking about their investments, and by and large, they're alternative investments. So they're in precious metals, they're in projects like the Island Project, something where with our project, the intent is to tokenize and have this great tokenization liquidity event, gang. But aside from that, we always have the hard real estate assets.
Yeah.
And the floor to value for what we're doing is really what is the net asset value of the portfolio that we've created. And that doesn't include the brand, the business plan, our operating plan, which makes it super powerful. So, you know how I feel. Cut your holdings in the market.
Yeah.
If you don't,
Sell your stocks.
If you don't get all the way out of the way. Find alternative investments where they're a store of value, like the Island Project. Precious metals, if a lot of you, I know a lot of Christopher's community, you've been involved in that for a long time, you've probably done pretty well. It's probably a good idea to sit pat with what you have in precious metals and look for alternative investments like the Island Project.
Yeah, well, what's built my confidence is I always loved the principles of gold and silver, and I've sold gold and silver for years. By the way, it's breaking new all-time highs, which in my opinion is the canary in the coal mine for what's coming, and all the inflation and the hyperinflation that we've been warning about and that we're very concerned about. But just the fact that it's a stable asset with no bank debt, with the principles of gold, but also, you know, you've got cash flows with real estate. and we can actually utilize these properties. And I think people very much underestimate sometimes the powerful network that we've created. The ecosystem truly is not just number one in the world, but the most amazing thing that's ever been built. We're the first people in the world to do it with our members.
Yeah.
We congratulate our members for building along with us.
Yeah.
We're, of course, the management team. But, I mean, we've built a true network where people have that certainty and the peace of mind and the clarity of the investment, knowing that even at the end of the day, if it was just a real estate portfolio minus tokenization, this is a multi-$100 million legacy asset.
Yeah.
And you get to own, again, I must stress,
Yeah.
it's not just a regular house. You own this, guys. You own Maui, you own Oahu, you own Park City. Like, these are the investments that most average people can't touch unless somebody had thought of organizing a family fund, which is private, by the way. See our terms and disclaimers, and click the link below at islandproject.com. This is the only opportunity that's ever existed to own the Maui Boo, to
Absolutely.
own Park City, to own Thailand, to own Bali.
Look,
this is crazy, you know?
We know
Yeah.
what we have. And we're super excited about it. But when Chris says a family fund, I mean, he's really referring to all of you, which might be the most powerful thing we're doing, is we have about 300 like-minded investors with our value system from all over the world that is really the Island Project. So, you know, we're so excited now because we can see the vision come to life. We have so much momentum. And we're getting a lot of great calls here recently, and I kind of want to, I had a great one this morning, but I always like to stress that you're buying the Island Project you're buying a piece of the rock of this great portfolio that we're creating. 10 to 12 properties, mostly in Hawaii. We have one in Park City, Utah. We could have an international property, but the bulk of what we're putting together is in Hawaii. But you're buying the business plan. You're buying the brand that we're creating. You're part of the founders round. What is that? This is our proof of concept. Once we put all this together and we pull off the tokenization, that has the potential to be the big liquidity event for all of our investors. They can exit the Island Project founders round completely. They can keep some of their investment in the Island Project. I want everybody to know though too, because sometimes it sounds a little esoteric, but the Island Project founders round hard real estate assets in the portfolio, they don't go away. If all of our founders round investors liquidated the entire investment via the tokenization, what happens to the founders round Island Project, the hard real estate assets? They're still there. The portfolio still exists. Christopher and I still management. Somebody could come back in and buy back into it. But what we're creating is real. And the powerful thing is we're creating this like-minded investor community. We're all putting together this hard real estate asset, business plan, our proof of concept, and we're gonna all make it great together. So, but the tokenization could be the big event. We're hoping it is. Regardless of the tokenization, we have this hard real estate asset portfolio that I want you to know that over the next 10 years, we're gonna make a $100 million portfolio. And it's gonna be with appreciation, with several of the properties that we know we've made great acquisitions on. And there's some other things we can do once we get everything built out, using 100% cash to grow this portfolio and make it even larger too.
Yeah. Well, Jenny Booker, I recognize you there, and Maddie, one of our investors. God bless you. Sisters, good to see you tuning in. But yeah, I mean, I always ask the audience what they think a $100 million no bank debt portfolio, a hard asset, physical, cash flows, use case, utility for our growing membership and investors worldwide will be worth tokenized. Because keep in mind, no one has tokenized a real world asset yet. Now, I know I'm on the forefront of the crypto and the technology framework of everything we're building on the blockchain, but this has never been done. So like, just like BlackRock just started buying Bitcoin, and I've been telling people to buy Bitcoin for years at the largest school in the world at bitcoinrich.com, islandprojectclub.com. People have made a lot of money taking our courses and the videos and getting in super early as an early bird. What will the value be of these asset classes tokenized? And so you can also see why we didn't structure any bank debt, because our real liquidity comes upon the public essential offering, see our intent to tokenize, of course, of that liquidity that's going to hit the open market with the first world-class asset in existence that is a diversified portfolio of what you see behind us. And so that is a powerful thing that I believe, and we'll give it to God because I'm not going to predict the future, but this is a multi-billion-dollar asset class. I hope you guys understand that. Real estate is a multi-trillion-dollar asset class. So we've positioned the portfolio this way for a reason, because I know with assuredness, BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street are moving into real-world assets. But who was there first? We're like the little yacht speedboat that penetrated, just like social media when I started years ago.
Absolutely.
We're going to be surfing that wave,
Yeah,
along with all of our members. I mean, we don't want to sell, but in the future, if we have a large entity come to the membership and say want to buy, I don't know, 10% of the portfolio at 20x what we paid for it, we present that to members. If they want to cash out, they just want to walk away with $2 million each or whatever it is, they can. Like we've built it that way. I would actually encourage not to do that. I think that we should keep our portfolio and grow it, because where else are you going to put your money? I think about it as, a wealth creating vehicle for everybody tuning in. Once you have money, you put it into a working asset, you buy the best real estate, or people like stocks, they'll buy the best stocks. Well, once you've done that, there's nowhere else to put it. Like where else are you what are you gonna do with your wealth when you already own the best thing? If you already own the Rolex, keep the Rolex. If you own the Lambo, keep the Lambo. If you own the beach house, keep it. So another common question, I want to talk about our Belgium investors that just came in. I'm asked a lot, well, Chris, can we set up beneficiary information? How do property taxes and insurance work? Just some of the logistical items that maybe you haven't heard about. So our management team pays all taxes and insurance based on property type, whether or not it's a vacation zone rental or a long-term investment. So you don't have to worry about that. As we pay annual distributions as the portfolio is being built over time, we have income, of course, managing those gross rents. That's distributed pro rata to the membership. Income isn't our primary driver though, long-term capital growth is. The fact that we're creating all this equity and creating a safe haven like gold, right? If you buy gold, put it in your safe. Real estate, I just feel is cooler. I love gold, own a ton of it, but I just feel like real estate's cooler from the standpoint you can use it. And then it's got some cash flows, and it has a lifestyle enhancement to people versus, staying at a hotel or something and then like dumping your money nowhere to the Four Seasons. Like you're not going to get it back. It might be a good experience. Other logistical questions, setting up beneficiary information we can help you with. Very easy to do. Your docs are notated for the legacy investment. So if you're a baby boomer like my father is, my father's worked his whole life and built his family up. The guy you see in front of you, Cody, et cetera. And like, that's why we're doing this. We're building it for children. We're building it for our kids. We're building it to save America. We're building it to empower you with a real world solution that has never existed before. And I'm worried. I mean, honestly, are you guys not worried? Like, again, I talk to Americans, they're fleeing the US temporarily just because they want out. They're not sure what's going to happen with everything going on in politics right now. It is scary. Like the gloves are off, Look what happened to Trump a couple weeks ago.
It is.
And
I think too is, you mentioned this before, but a lot of people they're out of the country, or they're looking to have an escape route out between now and the election. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people aren't traveling, they're just staying put for the same reason, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of scary times, guys, but as you know, we're always positive, and we're always going to try to have answers to and believe and get through any kind of a situation. And we want you guys to have that same attitude as well.
Yeah.
So there's nothing we can't overcome, and there's
No.
really nothing we can't overcome together. It's just we just need to wake up every morning with the right attitude and get started.
Yeah.
Make it happen like this guy did, because the Island Project 5 years ago was strictly one guy's vision. Mm-hmm. And he brought me on board, and I tell you what, it's been a beautiful thing, and I tell people one of the beautiful things about it is it's a simple, beautiful plan that we put together with all kinds of potential to explode.
Yeah.
But it's a beautiful vision that you
Yeah,
have.
we are members
So-
that we're changing the world. Like, this is really incredible. I talked about it yesterday too from the pool, but you know, I feel like some people aren't considering the fact, like, what if the political option doesn't work during the coming months? Like, everyone's thinking that things are gonna, you know, work with the vote and the election, but like, have you considered what will happen if that doesn't work the way that you thought? And I've always, my line of thinking in business strategies and life and success is, it doesn't matter who's elected. It doesn't matter what's going on in the world. Like, we're optimists. That's why we are always on offense. Like, this is an offensive play. Not only is there defense with no bank debt part of the Island Project, but like, we play to win. You know, my dad, world-class athlete, not to toot his own horn, but like, my dad was a track star, a football player in high school, great athlete. I was a great athlete, Division I All-American. My brother, great athlete. Like, we don't play in a sense of fear. No, we take the shot. And that's what we've done. And as my dad is explaining too, all glory to God, but like, what we've built is incredible. The power of our membership is proving America is alive. It's proving that America is powerful. It proves freedom can never die. It proves that new alternative ecosystems are being built. We're doing it with new technology, just like the revolutionaries fought the king. And we're doing it peacefully, but like, they created a new game so America could win. When the redcoats came in, revolutionaries were hiding in the woods, allowing those guys to beat their drums before the muskets were picked up. Like, if something isn't working, find a solution. I tell my kids this all the time. You taught me this too, but if something is a problem, find a solution to the problem. And we've done it, truly, at islandproject.com. So not only is it just a world-class, #1 Olympic gold medal investment class, it's being led by good people. As you hear my dad say all the time, the good guys. Guys, we're the good guys. I'm telling you straight up, no one else in the world would build what we have done. No one would take the risk. BlackRock's not going to do it for you. Okay, Wall Street isn't coming to save you guys. You know, these are large companies that are just in it for their self-interest. You have other options. You know, you can buy a REIT. Good luck with that. I don't know how much debt those REITs have. They might implode in the coming months. Even ETFs and index funds. I've been concerned for years. I think those things are going to crash. They are IOUs on stocks, supposedly, of pieces of paper with a liquidity crisis ahead of us. Like, I don't know. What is an index fund? I was a Wall Street guy for years. I always looked at them thinking these things are a scam. So, you know, in my opinion, you need to buy real assets. Bitcoin's proven to be the #1 investment in the world. It's outperformed private equity over the last 10 years. I've been telling you that for a very long time. Real estate exploded post 2020. Safe haven, money out of the banks, use case, cash flows, location diversification. So, you know, we've designed the portfolio in a foolproof, guaranteed manner where it is completely diversified, decentralized, tokenized, and fractionalized. And there's other opportunities out there. I mean, you can go buy fractional time right now. You don't get any gains. I mean, my dad knows this. Like, you can go buy with other companies right now 1/5 of a $5 million property. It's cool. I mean, that's awesome. You can do that. Do you get any upside? Nope. If the property doubles in value, you're able to cash in, double your money? Nope. Do you get any income? No. Do you get tokenization, which has 1000x potential? No. Are you part of a community that loves you? Like, I remember some of these companies telling me unless I complied in 2020, I wouldn't be allowed to utilize their services. Like, guys, we're the Christian warriors. And so you're a part of what I really believe is not just the family, but this is a church in a lot of ways. Like, this is believers that are putting their spiritual power, their money, their mindset, the mentality, the love of America and freedom, and saying, you know what? if we don't like what's going on in the world, we don't like the direction of American politics, we'll take matters into our own hands. And, you know, I'm praying for the election. I pray for Trump. I hope he gets in and changes everything and the ball game gets shifts and he's dominating, and his family. I pray for his family. Like, they're ballers, they're street fighters. I completely admire it. But the question is, man, I hope that doesn't fail, because if it does, there's a lot of you out there that don't have a plan B. So my suggestion and high recommendation, along with my father, is click that link below and get in. Buy certainty, buy class, buy the best investment in the world, buy cash flows, buy capital gains, buy use. If you're tuned in, you're a baby boomer, you're traveling right now, you're in Hawaii, and you get that bill from whatever hotel you're staying at, and you read it, and it's 15 grand, and you're signing it like, what? Call my dad and make an investment. Own what you stayed at. This is a very simple, easy concept. No one's done it. I notice even Airbnb crashed like 15% on Wall Street because, yeah, Americans are probably waking up. There's other opportunities. People thought that the guys that started Airbnb were crazy. They're billionaires. People think I'm crazy a lot of the times. You see where I'm going with this. We're not just on to something. It's not just an idea. We've developed it and made it happen. So we do have to, move along here. But any other commentary, like texting you, please recommend how they can reach you, because I know you've been hammered the last couple of days with the stock market.
Number one, I just want
And people,
to say
calling.
God bless all of our wonderful investors and anybody that wants to come in. We still have some space available, but we love you guys. And what we're doing is great. I want you to believe in what we're doing. I know all of our investors that are investing alongside us do. If you have any questions, you want more details about what we're doing, call me up. Let me have a text, and we'll give you all the good information. But I think you can see the vision, you can see the portfolio that's flowering, and you know about the future tokenization. So we're on point, we're buttoned down, and we're ready to make things really great with the Island Project. So I hope to hear from you. But other than that, Chris Greene, great job, great vision, and I love you, man.
I love you too, Dad. Well, great work as well. Well, God bless all you tuning in. Again, a lot of you don't know you can roll over your retirement accounts. That's a common question. A lot of you are really worried with the stock market volatility. What do I do with this asset? Do I have to keep holding stocks? No. You can roll over. So text my dad again at 808-442-2934. And to get ahead of the curve, first in line, so we can guarantee, as we review for approval, your membership into this world-class investment in the Island Project, islandproject.com. Make sure you fill out an app in the link below at islandproject.com. There's at the top a members tab. You click it, 2 to 5 minutes. Fill out the questionnaire as best as you can. If you have any questions, text Papa John, sign it. Okay, then we'll reach out to y'all, and then we can approve the app. If you have any questions, we can go over it, explain funding options. Of course, we accept ACH, wire transfer, debit, even credit card in some cases if people want a DCA, our current members. But in addition to that, all major forms of crypto, which we prefer, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, which is up 20% today, Jesus Coin, the list goes on and on. So you have a various options, Tether, USDC are options as well. So buy the world-class investment, diversify if you haven't already, buy Island Project, and lead by example too, and leave a legacy investment, just like I'm doing to my kids. I mean, you did to me as well, if you've helped me my whole life, but this is the future. Create a legacy and do something great. Take Trump's advice and these people's advice, make it great. Don't wait. Place your votes, pray, make America awesome, build up the cash flows, grow a family, homeschool your kids, do all those amazing things. But in addition to that, don't just wait for that. Take immediate action now. And that is the key to success and always has been, in my opinion. If I didn't buy Bitcoin under $1,000, I would have been a late mover. If I didn't start social media in 2008, 09, I was one of the first in the world to do it. That's when the big gains came. Yeah. In this moment of time, sitting with this guy right here, this is the ground floor for that future development of the project. you're going to see this play out in 2 to 5 years. You're going to hear BlackRock on CNBC tokenizing, fractionalizing real estate. They're going to be
Absolutely.
competing with us. You got nothing on us, BlackRock. Nothing on the Greene team over here.
Absolutely.
So,
Wake up, hey, everybody, wake up early. Act on your vision. Don't wait around. Chris Greene didn't, and look what he's built, and look what we're going to build together. So, God bless you all. Looks to me like there's I think there's a beach there behind us.
there's a beach. We're going to hit the beach,
Shall we
baby.
go see it?
We're going to do it. God bless, guys.
All right, guys, we'll see you.
We love you all. Take care.
Bye-bye.